So we got some news from Destiny Leaks about the next subclass, a lot of stuff that I want to recap through the Season of the Haunted in terms of the next subclass that we're going to get. We already know one's in the works. If you haven't heard, Joe Blackthorn confirmed with the Witch Queen showcase last year, and I've already said this in a couple other videos, that another subclass was in development at the time during Witch Queen, but they said that they were going to go into the Arc subclasses first in Year 5, and then another Darkness subclass will be released either in Year 6 or Year 7, but it looks like that Lightfall will be getting another Darkness subclass, and so does Final Shape, ending the Light and Dark saga with 3 Darkness subclasses, with as well 3 light subclasses. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff to cover today, so hopefully you guys can subscribe. That would be an awesome. Only like 5% of you guys do, and try to get to 14k, so that would be awesome, so please be sure to do that. But let's get right into the nitty gritty. So, if many of you didn't know, last year before the Witch Queen reveal, we got a huge leak that leaked like almost so many things with Season 14, Season 15, and post Witch Queen and Witch Queen itself. You know, the expansion, the narrative story, the gameplay, what we would get in it, all the weapons, the new archetype like the glaive, weapon crafting, the new destination, a lot of stuff. Many believe this was a Bungie fired employee that just leaked everything, but we didn't really know at the time what it was, because Bungie was kind of keeping Witch Queen under the wraps and didn't want to reveal anything, and I respect them for that. But as soon as the showcase for Witch Queen was out and a lot of it came true, not everything, but a lot of it came true, many were speculating that this would be like what Witch Queen would be. This leak would be like the biggest leak we would ever get in Destiny, and everything would be true. Unfortunately, it wasn't. Not everything was true in this, as one of the big things was that the leaker said that with Witch Queen you would get a vapor damage type subclass, and the light-based subclasses would get a 3.0 treatment, which did happen, but the vapor subclass didn't. Bungie pointed out as soon as they revealed, after the Witch Queen revealed, that Witch Queen wasn't going to have a new Darkness subclass, but one was in the development behind the scenes, and you'll see it in the future. And I would mostly bet it's either happening in Lightfall and the Final Shape, and I feel like if you bring one new Darkness subclass with the Final Shape, the Light and Dark saga would end with 2 Darkness subclasses and 3 Light, which does not sound like Bungie to me. I feel like they're going to equal it out with 3 Darkness subclasses and 3 Light subclasses. So I expect, and I believe, highly likely that Lightfall and the Final Shape will both have 1 new subclass and or damage type with it. I feel like if they do a subclass, then they're going to have to bring a damage type somewhat of stasis, and then throughout the year we're going to get the same weapons to that damage type and sandbox tuning to our Darkness subclasses, and maybe even getting new aspects and fragments to our light subclasses as well, if they want to increase more aspects, more power, and more abilities towards our new subclasses. But again, something big came out recently from Destiny Leaks, who I did say is a legitimate source, who has said that he might have that he could have some things wrong, but you know, sometimes it's pretty correct with what he says, and he leaked a lot of stuff with Season 14 and Season 15, and some stuff with Season of the Haunted, and stuff that we, of course, got. And he's a really awesome dude. So one of the big things with this poison subclass that has been under the wraps for years of what it is, the name given from this leaker that did the Pastebin leak was quote unquote vapor. And that was like the name given for it. However, Destiny Leaks recently, August 2nd, so 2 days ago, said that vapor won't be quote-unquote poison. Probably one of the biggest things the community is wrong about. Now, I definitely believe a new Darkness subclass is coming with Lightfall, and we're going to get a reveal in less than 20 days, guys. And I cannot wait for the reveal. You just don't know how hyped I am for it. But that this next Darkness subclass won't be poison, and I feel like that is very likely. I felt like the poison idea may have been something they might have thought about, and it would have worked perfectly with Witch Queen, because at that time it would have been Witch Queen Lightfall, and then the saga would have been over. But now adjusting the whole expansion and type schedule when it comes now to Lightfall and now the Final Shape, that they adjusted these subclasses, and of course that does include this quote-unquote vapor subclass as well. Now, I don't think the name of the next subclass is Vapor, however, that does sound pretty cool. I feel like that's like a code name for it, and it could be something that we will find out very soon on what really the name of the subclass is. But again, I do believe that it would have been really awesome to see if Ostragon Thorn would be like that same, type of new damage type subclass with this vapor type thing, but I don't think that's the case whatsoever going forward. I feel like the whole poison thing has just went down. I'm not saying it's gone forever, but already I see every time the days go by, I'm feeling more or less likely that it's going to be poison. And it wouldn't match with the expansion very well. I felt like Stasis matched with Beyond Light very well, and I feel like Poison just doesn't match the Lightfall theme. I don't know if many of you really care, and I know it's not like a theme you need to have the Darkness subclass match with the expansion rhetoric, I understand that, but I definitely believe is that I don't think Poison would work really well anymore at this point. I feel like I think they got to do something a bit more, different. And again, they never know. As soon as the saga's over, they could always go back into it and add something, but I don't see that being the case. Now, with this season, we of course got Egregore, which has been stated to be I wouldn't say a darkness subclass type thing, but like I said, here we go. This is a quote that I'm using right now. Now, as Egregore is currently on its way to take over the entire Helm spaceship, a growing theory is that it's made the basis, that's another word for it, basis of our next subclass, and maybe the way that we get our poison-based powers in the future, likely with Lightfall. Why Egregore? Because it's another manifestation of the darkness similar to Stasis, but different. So, there's a lot of theories going around on what Egregore, would be in terms of being the next darkness subclass, but I definitely think it's, another part into what our subclass is going to be in Lightfall, like a unpurified matter, if that makes any sense to me. I don't know if there's, an unpurified version of Stasis, but if there was, a version, where you have to purify something to get it to be that, material or whatever, I could expect that this Egregore is, the unpurified version of it. It's, a growing manifestation, and it has been teased throughout all of Season of the Haunted, and I don't think Bungie just made it for the season and then would forget about it. I feel like these seasons, again, all the seasons going forward is leading up to Lightfall, and you're going to see a lot of things that really affect Lightfall's, story and what it really happened, like Chosen, Splicer, and Lost affected Witch Queen, of course. We, of course, got Kaido and Chosen, and that was a big thing, what's going on. Mithrax, the Splicer, all that type of stuff. Korea, there was stuff in there. Osiris being, quote-unquote, sus. There was a lot of things that narratively built off last year to build into Witch Queen. And again, that's a whole different thing with allies, and this is a material, and we don't really know what's going to go on. But again, we could definitely see something heading into Lightfall with the next upcoming seasons of what type of power we're going to get. I feel like it's just lame to just add this and not do anything in the future, because that's not Bungie. This next Darkness subclass is coming, guys. I couldn't speak very sure last year with Witch Queen, because, again, everything was, under the wraps, and, with the whole old Chicago then not being the destination, and there was the throne roll, there was a lot of things that we got wrong. But the leak that was massive had stuff that was wrong as well, so you couldn't always just go on that when it came to the next expansion. I definitely believe this time around that there's more proof than ever to bring a new Darkness subclass, and even if it's not in Lightfall final shape, but I believe they're not going to just give us an expansion without a subclass. I feel like now, with the whole delay with the 2021 when they did the delay for Witch Queen, they worked on Lightfall, and now going into Lightfall they're going to work on final shape in these next two expansions. I feel like a new subclass is going to be highly involved within the story of the end of the saga, and I cannot wait to see what they are. Now, again, with the new subclass, we're going to get it in the Aspects and Fragments system, which is really awesome. We would have a lot of the things that we got with Stasis. Of course, we would have the new grenades, and I'm expecting maybe 3 to 4 new grenades with this new type of subclass. We would get it 2 melees. I would bet maybe 3 if we're lucky. Of course, 2 new class abilities, if what I'm guessing maybe 1 for each class, but again, they can always build off of it, because we did receive fragments all throughout year 4 when Stasis was revealed. When we got Stasis, we did get Stasis fragments, so throughout year 6 and year 7, I think if they have 2 Darkness subclasses, they would add more fragments and aspects towards it, and then that would give us more of control and give us more customization over it, because remember, not every subclass will be done technically by when it's released. There could be more that they're going to add, but they wait for season drops to get you to play the seasons and seasonal quest type stuff. I can't wait for Lightfall. There's a lot of things that everyone's so hyped about for this expansion, and I cannot wait to see what we're going to get. Again, I believe, though, is that Lightfall is going to get a new subclass already. They've been working on something new. It's all over the leaks that I have seen, and I know you can't trust leaks as much anymore because everything is just like either fake or it's confirmed, and really a lot of it is just like into the future, and none of it's confirmed until we find it out, and then they're eventually fake. But with the Witch Queen leak, it's something that could definitely happen. The things that were false with the Witch Queen leak, the big paste bin that we got, we could see going into Lightfall and even Final Shape if they wanted to bring it into the expansion. You never know with the pandemic and with the delay that they had, which would have affected what Witch Queen would have brought. You know, you never know if this leaker was 100% right, but we would never know that if it wasn't for, quote-unquote, the pandemic. So, yeah, stuff like that we should look out for, but I definitely believe Vapor will be the next subclass, and I cannot wait to see what is going to be revealed in 19 days. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you guys did, then please subscribe and like. That would mean a lot. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.